Hey guys, and due to all the people banging on our doors praying for another video, we're back.
God, it's hard to put up with that.
It's hard to put up with.
There's been a lot. Yeah. It's been frequent.
It's a rage. It's a riot.
It has been.
Of people just banging on my window.
It's just rude.
Give us another.
It's just rude, honestly.
Like, I work.
Yeah. But hey, we persevere.
We do. From ear to ear.
But seriously, so today we're here to review a track by Black Thought and Danger Mouse featuring MF Doom called Belize, which is off their, I think it's the 6th track off their new album, which came out towards the end of last year, called Cheat Codes, which I don't think you've heard, right? You've heard nothing off that album?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
It is a great album, and obviously this is a great song, which is why we're going to be listening to it today. Do you know much about Black Thought, Danger Mouse, MF Doom?
A bit about Black Thought.
Mm-hmm.
I possibly have heard some stuff from Danger Mouse. Nothing I can name.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you have.
And as far as MF Doom,
have you listened to any MF Doom?
Never really
tracks?
got into his style.
I was the same, but let's talk about that. Let's listen to it first, and then we can go into all that. So, regarding MF Doom's mask, do you know much about that?
I know it's from the comics with Doctor Doom.
Yep, that's right.
Wears the big green cape or gown or whatever.
Yep,
with the hoodie and has the cool mask on.
Yeah.
That's as much as I know, so I guess he likes comics.
Yeah, so I think what I read when I was looking this stuff up is his initial... He wore like a couple of masks, I think, and the initial version was from that. And then the later version was actually very similar to the one that Russell Crowe wore in Gladiator. So I don't know if you remember that in the fight scenes, but it's a cool-looking mask. Very similar to that.
Great movie. Don't remember the mask really.
Great movie.
Great movie. I haven't watched it in a while.
I'll show it to you after this. Well, look, we've spoken too much. Let's go into the song, yeah?
Yep, let's play it.
All right, so this is Black Thought, Danger Mouse. Black Thought and Danger Mouse featuring MF Doom, and the track's called Belize. I love that horn. The trumpet's so cool.
Yeah, I'm sick, no lymph nodes is swollen. They told me even when the record skip, keep it rolling on his shoulder like a California highway patrolman. Launch codes were stolen and sold by Ed Snowden. I fled to Rome and told him address me as a Roman. I'm still in photos posing with my own omen. A thumping kicker for me to slam like Hulk Hogan is something like a plain bumper sticker, no slogan. This something for the shooters and back and forth commuters who never knew the difference in laws and jurisprudence. I feel as though it's safe to assume that to the students and non-congruent to the way that me and Doom do this. You checking the top 2 of 1,000 intelligent chaps with rap projects and housing developments. Cooler cross-legged on a crate like it's elegant. Try to hate, I'm puffing up your face like a pelican. Highly enveloped and activating my melanin. Y'all failing to see what's shaking besides gelatin. News bulletin, I refuse to take the medicine. Fuck a thick skin, I got me an exoskeleton. The black collar feral and a lobster. Deliver like an obstetrician but not a doctor. Bring the Cambridge, the Websters, the Oxfords. The picture too long to watch. See the synopsis. Compensated for playing nice, it's optics. Product of the last poets and the Watts prophets. I stop it, it's beyond out of pocket. Dunzo, I hit the gun show and got a rocket. Catastrophic, supreme microphonist. In Mexico, we the legendary Dos Cajones. Brothers, both components. Other close to colas, court holders. With bars as hard as Angolas.
Doom get rude with the dude off chips. The mood switch, he chewed off strips of a brood witch. Danger make a groove off a glitch. Major boo booty twitch and the crew rich bitch. Always wanted to say that. Ever since
always wanted to say that.
Always torn the stray cat. The one he often frequently slapped around. All the while waited and graduated cap and gown. Hated the rap sound, debated the crap until he felt he had it mapped down. Enough to have the game trapped and bound. Scratching the crown with the names of lames who yapped the noun. Or verb for that matter. Had no data for a herb who chatter. Oh, Eric Estrada, fat rat, the mask made him batty as a Mad Hatter. Known for his absurd word choices, and will ignore you if you ask him if he heard voices. Look, the energy is crazy. Far as he was concerned, the enemy was lazy. Your attention please, freeze. He came to seize the free cheese before he flees to Belize. In case you forgot to mention, squeeze these. Just keep it on a need to know basis. They knew he was a Negro, so no need to show faces. Back in the days of no laces, on a slow pace, they used to say he might could go places. Man, whatever the case is, the card he played was ace of spades, but no races. A spastic, some call loony. When he spit a tune, sarcastic as Paul Mooney. Away from you.
So that actually goes into the next song. It's actually quite seamless. But yeah, we don't need to listen to that part. What do you think of that?
It's pretty cool. I really like the beat. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom,
it's nice.
boom,
Did you like that psychedelic?
Away from you.
The bridge is great. That's a great sample.
And then it goes boom, boom,
Yeah, drums are sick.
I mean, the way the drumming comes in at that part.
Did you
And
like?
it goes back into the loop.
Yeah, really well done. Danger Mouse killed it, man. Did you like the that like shimmering? It sounds like an organ. Yeah. Did you like that? I think it's cool. I think it
Something
creates this
shimmering
like this. It almost makes it feel magical, which makes sense given you've got a posthumous verse from MF Doom.
Oh, it was like
here.
kind of like chimes, wasn't it? Or something?
It has that kind of sound. Yeah. But I thought it was cool. Did it give that to you as well? That feeling where it feels like kind of
Definitely because
magical.
of boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
And that just plods along, doesn't it? It's nice.
Yeah, and just it's very like I am picturing a sort of funeral or something.
Yeah. It's definitely a very somber track and reflective track, which makes sense, right? Considering MF Doom's on it.
Yeah.
It almost did feel like he was speaking to us from, wherever he happens to be now. I don't know, just kind of had that feeling. It's quite an emotional song, I think. Even though at the same time, they're just spitting great bars.
Well, that's the hard thing, right? Because, I've never heard it before, so I'm having to understand it all. But then you've got all these lyrics just flying, and you're trying
What's the thing?
Keep up. It's something you'd have to listen, or like at least read the lyrics.
Exactly.
And listen again.
Yeah. That's why it's probably
and
best for us to
try
break
to
down the
think of
music first, and then, or even if you're ready to do that now, we can go into the lyrics, because there's definitely a bit to unpack.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone rhyme jurisprudence.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
I've never even used that word.
I didn't even know
Or read that
I'll
word.
be honest, I'd never seen that word before. Or if I had, I didn't know that I'd
How
seen
close
that
is
word
it to
before.
jurisdiction?
So apparently it's just about like the study of like the
about
theory
law, right?
of law. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I didn't know either. It's cool seeing that word, right? I mean, if we go to the first line that, yo, I'm sick, no lymph nodes are swollen. I mean, how many rappers have said, they're sick with the rhymes and stuff like that? But I thought that was a cool take on that, I thought.
With the no lymph nodes.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit different, right?
A way of telling him that I'm just cool.
It sounded pretty cool. I
They
really
told
like,
him even when the record skip, keep him rolling.
I love that line. Well, how did you take that? I kind of took that as life. If we're saying like life is like a record, if it's playing without skipping, like things are going well. At least this is how I interpreted it. And if it's skipping, maybe there's some like bumps in your like speed bumps in your life. Maybe things aren't going so well. So he's saying like when the record is skipping, when things aren't going so well, just keep it rolling.
Yeah, I guess I relate to the first line. So
Okay.
it's kind of like even if the record bumps and skips,
Yeah.
just keep rapping like you're the man.
Yeah.
Keep
True.
going.
Yeah.
We want to keep hearing you.
Yeah. You're probably right.
But I think it probably is
Yeah.
more the way you said.
That's a cool thing about music though, right? Open to interpretation.
And the launch codes were stolen and sold by Ed Snowden.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Was he the guy who broke into the massive security of America?
He released some
Snowden?
confidential information. Yeah.
Who's a
Some
whistleblower?
yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's right.
So that was a cool line. What else? Anything else that stood?
He fled to Rome and told him, address me as a Roman.
Yeah. Imagine going there just to say that.
Address me as a
Hey,
Roman.
by the way,
please.
I'm
I know I've just arrived.
Yeah,
but-
by the way, I'm one of you. Yeah. What else did I like here? I like when he said you check in the top 2 of 1,000 intelligent chaps. Do you think he used the word chaps because? So I'm not sure if you're aware, but MF Doom was born in London, so he was but he lived most of his life in the US. So do you think he used, because that's like an English word, right? British
Yep.
word. Yeah. So I wonder if I imagine that was intentional. That was cool. I love rapping housing developments. I thought that was cool. Where was that?
Housing developments, cool the cross-legged on a crate like it's elegant.
Yeah, that was cool.
Try to hate him puffing up your face like a pelican.
That's sick.
Highly enveloped in activating my melanin. That man.
But this,
that quick verse.
yeah. But
With the
1,000 intelligent housing developments. That's so
This
good.
is so Black Thought.
Yeah.
The writing.
That's sick, man. That's just too good. I honestly think if this guy ever wanted to be, I don't know if you've heard that freestyle he did on Hot 97. It's one of the best freestyles you'll ever hear. If you haven't heard that, we need to check that out.
No, you've shown me that many times.
Oh, it's so good. Honestly, think if this guy ever wanted to be, he would have been a great, battle rapper. His rhymes are just very similar to that. Hey. Mm-hmm. What else? That highly enveloped in activating my melanin. I really like this line. You're failing to see what's shaken besides gelatin.
Yeah. News bulletin. I refuse to take the medicine.
But I really like that you're failing to see what's shaken besides gelatin. So, I mean, the way I interpreted it was, gelatin's like, found in skin. So I imagine that's people shaking their asses, right? So he's saying...
Well, gelatin also in Jello.
Sure. But I wonder if what he's saying there is you're so concerned with maybe popular hip-hop videos where all that's happening is, someone shaking their ass rather than real-world issues, possibly. I don't know. That was my interpretation.
Fuck me. Fuck a thick skin. I got me an exoskeleton.
Again, that's
Black Coffin Farrell in The Lobster.
Haven't seen that movie. I imagine that's
like
a movie since Colin Farrell's an actor.
but not a doctor. Bridge the Cambridge. The Webster's
Bring the
Oxfords.
Cambridge, the Webster's, the Oxfords. So they're all dictionaries. So I think that's your typical rapper saying, hey,
I've got all the words.
You can bring all the dictionaries you want to our battle or whatever. I'm still going to beat you, right? I'm that good.
And the picture too long to watch, see the synopsis.
Compensated for playing nice, it's optics. Product of the last poets and the Watts prophets. So I had a look at who the last poets and the Watts prophets were. Because I didn't know. I'd heard of the last poets before, but I don't think I've heard of the Watts prophets. So last poets apparently arose from the 1960s African-American civil rights movement. And the Watts prophets, I believe, were a political poetry group.
Wow.
Yeah, so I imagine, Black Thoughts.
So he's saying he's a product of them.
He's a product of them.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is. That is cool. So what does he say then? It's beyond out of pockets. Dunzo, I hit the gun show and got a rocket. Yeah. Catastrophic. Supreme.
Elon Musk hooking him up.
I know. Supreme microphones. In Mexico, we the legendary Dos Cajones. So apparently that means, I think it's, is it 2 balls or something like that? Apparently what he's saying there is, they've got guts, which we can see over there.
Well, big balls.
Yeah, big balls. Yeah. And then brothers, both components of the close to coldest, court holders with bars as hard as Angolas. So I looked up what Angola is. If you just scroll up, just go back up, Scott. So I looked up what Angola is. It's a prison in Louisiana, and it's called Angola because there was previously a slave plantation there with slaves from Angola.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Louisiana State Penitentiary.
yeah.
Court holders with bars as hard as Angola.
So I looked it up as well. Apparently, it's one of the largest maximum security prisons in the US.
He's saying brothers like him and MF Doom.
I think so.
Components of the close to coldest.
I think that's what he's saying there. Yeah. Yeah, he's calling them brothers. Yeah.
And their bars are as hard as Angola's.
Yep.
Well, that's cold, man.
That bridge is cool, by the way, that Away From You. And again, I think I think that's fitting since, MF Doom's passed. And that's kind of how we feel.
Doing this away from him.
Well, that's how we feel. And, maybe if MF Doom's consciousness is out there, maybe, that's how he feels. So I think it's quite a nice bridge.
Well, now we're up to MF Doom's verse.
Yeah.
Do you like it? So how does he start? Doom, get rude with the dude off chips. The mood switch, he chewed off strips of a brood witch.
Just quickly, how different is he to someone like Black Thought? The way he raps. Or just to any rap. He's so unique.
I don't even know how to rap his stuff because I don't know what timing he's doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And this is why...
That's why you can't replicate him, actually.
Exactly, he's so unique. When I first heard him, and I remember there was a guy that I used to work with, this would have been back in 2008 or something. And I found out he was into hip-hop. He knew I was into hip-hop. And we kind of worked out that we're into some pretty different sounding hip-hop. So he said, look, I think I gave him a USB stick or I wrote down a bunch of tracks or something. But anyway, we were sharing music with each other. And I gave him a bunch of like Nas, AZ, Elzai, that kind of stuff, songs. And he gave me a bunch of songs. It was some really cool stuff, some of the stuff he gave me. But a lot of it was MF Doom. And I couldn't get into him at the time because he was just so different to anything I'd ever heard. And one of the biggest things was the timing. Like I was like, his timing's off. But now I realize like that's his genius. That it's just different timing.
He wasn't like the usual boom bap rappers.
Exactly. It was so different. But now I really appreciate him now. Like I'm a fan of MF Doom now. So yeah.
How many people have you heard rhyme brood witch?
Well, that's the other thing we should talk about is are you subscribed to that Data is Beautiful subreddit?
Yeah, I take a look at that.
Yeah, so they had something on there, I think it was years ago, and it was about rappers, and it was talking, there was like a graph that this guy had collected all this information on a ton of rappers, and basically it was trying to work out which rappers use the most unique words in their raps.
Yeah.
MF Doom, I think, was 6, right? Which, not surprised. And I think Black Thought was just outside the top 10. He was like 11th or something. And then Eminem, I think, was, halfway or something. So yeah.
Halfway out of how many?
There might have been 50. Don't quote me, but there was quite a few.
50 or 100 or something.
It might have been 50 rappers or something.
Okay.
What was interesting as well is the guy who'd collected all this information, he noticed there was a trend in the more recent rappers using far less unique words. So they're talking about a lot more of the same stuff. It was just interesting. Yeah.
And they're saying that same word a lot more times.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. That's right. So
this is interesting, right? So he said the mood switch, he chewed off strips of a brood witch. I don't know what a brood witch is. So I clicked it and it's a thick submarine sandwich on a red baguette with small devil horns on one end from the show Aquatine Hunger Force. Eating it teleports you to the brood witch dimension.
Yeah, I looked it up as well. Apparently it's some cursed sandwich, which does exactly what you said. So anyone out there who's watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
So again, he's watching these like, is that an anime? Is that a comic?
I think some kind of animation or something, I imagine. We should check it out. Yeah.
MF Doom was into that stuff.
But if there's any big Aqua Teen Hunger Force fans out there, let us know.
Never even heard of it, but I'm not big on
I hadn't heard of it either.
In that realm, so.
Yeah.
I like what he says afterwards. So, danger, make him groove off a glitch. Make your booty twitch and the crew rich, bitch. And then he says, always wanted to say
You laughed at that part, eh?
Yeah, always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
You know what MF Doom? So have I. I've always wanted to say, make your booty twitch and the crew rich, bitch.
Yeah, I did like that. Then what's he say after that? Ever since the days in hallways, torn a stray cat, the one he often frequently slapped around. I thought this was cool. All the while, waited, then graduated cap and gown. Slapped around cap and gown. That's pretty cool. Hated the rap sound. Debated the crap until he felt he had it mapped out. Enough to have the game trapped and bound. Scratching the crown with the names of lames who yap the noun. Or verb for that matter. So is he talking about rap there? Because I guess rap can be a noun, right? But it can also be a verb because you can rap. I imagine he's talking about rap, right? Mm-hmm. Which is why he's saying hated the rap sound, which makes sense because he's so different. Fat Rat, the mask made him batty as a Mad Hatter, known for his absurd word choices, what we talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he will ignore you if you ask him if he heard voices. Look, the energy is crazy. Far as he was concerned, the enemy was lazy. Ahem, your attention, please. Freeze, he came to seize the free cheese. Before he flees to Belize. I
free
thought
money.
this flow was cool. In case you forgot to mention, squeeze these. Back in the days of no laces, on a slow pace, they used to say he might go places. Mayor, whatever the case is, the card he played was Ace of Spades, but no races. A spastic, some call loony. I don't know if I've heard a rapper use the word loony before. Apart from MF Doom, of course. When he spit his tune sarcastic as Paul Mooney. Do you remember Paul Mooney, the comedian?
No.
Okay.
Paul Mooney. I mean,
I think I remember
his
seeing
name
him back in the
rings
90s or something.
Far Away Bell.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing him back in the 90s.
Apparently it was a Chappelle Show reference.
Yeah. And then ended with a reference to Paul Mooney, who was also on Chappelle Show. Okay, I don't know if I saw the one where he was on there. Okay, cool. But yeah, that Away From You. I love that. It's really nice. It's a nice touch.
It is nice.
Yeah, so I love that song. Like I said, it's like a nice, somber, reflective track, which makes sense given the circumstances.
I wonder when MF Doom recorded this verse.
Yeah, so I looked that up as well. I don't know exactly in terms of years, but I know that he did a bunch of work with Danger Mouse, the producer. And Danger Mouse obviously still had this lying around somewhere, his verse. And then when he started working with Black Thought was apparently a massive fan of MF Doom. MF Doom was apparently a massive fan of Black Thought. And Danger Mouse said, like, hey, we can use this on, this track we're doing here. And I thought it really complemented Black Thought's verse. I thought it was a perfect fit. So I think the other thing we should check out quickly is the sample for this track. So they sampled a song by a group called Federal Duck.
Federal Duck, never heard of it.
And the song is called Peace in My Mind. Let's have a quick listen to this. There it is.
There it all is.
Yeah. Super psychedelic, yeah.
Great sample.
Can't look back, can't turn around, can't find the ground on which to stand. Oh, where have I gone? Away from you.
Nice, right?
Never to find peace in my mind.
And there's that trumpet. So I think we had enough there, yeah? That's
nice.
a great track.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's such a sad sounding
I
trumpet.
didn't realize the Away From You would be from that track too.
Yeah, it was all in there, like you said, right?
And when the guitar comes in when he says that, and that was in the...
So beautiful.
Yeah, really
What a track.
complemented the whole beat.
The way that guy sings gives me Kevin Parker from Tame Impala vibes as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of that
it does have a
going on.
psychedelic sound.
Also very Western sound.
Like spaghetti western. Yeah,
I
you're
can
right.
feel the,
Yep.
hey,
Yep. You're 100% right.
what are you doing?
Does have that sound.
The world ain't big enough for the two of us.
Yeah, you're right. But
There's a grimace.
great
close-up.
great pick by Danger Mouse to sample that.
Yeah, I wonder how he even knew of that track.
Yeah, I had a look. It's not that well known. So some great crate digging by Danger Mouse. Yeah. But look, I think we both like this song, yeah? It's a bit different to stuff you probably usually listen to. Like I know you're into hip hop, but a little bit different, yeah?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Black Thought's verse was really, really cool.
Yeah, that guy doesn't put out a bad verse, to be honest. I don't know if I've heard a bad verse from that guy. Neither does MF Doom.
I do like MF Doom's, but I think Black Thought's his rhythm.
Yeah, and it's probably not fair, is it? Because like it's like custom made for this track where they've pulled an MF Doom verse.
No, that's true.
That's like a leftover, you know. But still, I thought it worked. Really nice song. So let's do some more Black Thought and MF Doom at some point, and Danger Mouse too. He's great. I think that's it for this one. Yeah, I think it brings us to the end of this video. So
good.
Thanks for listening, guys. We will keep coming out with more, reviews of songs. And let us know if you have any that you'd be keen for us to review. I would love to do that. But yeah, I think it's it for us on this one, and we'll be back soon.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks all. Take care.